Hello, everybody. My name is Clarence Rick Napier, the president at 321 Biz Development, also called 321 Sales Dogs. And today is Friday, January 24th. And we're happy and lucky to have people from both coasts, two West Coasters and one East Coaster, including myself on the East Coaster. But in honesty, it's really three West Coasters, and actually it's four West Coasters because it's all people that are on this call today are originally from the West Coast, and two are now on the East Coast. But today I want to welcome everybody to the 321 Biz Development 321 Sales Dogs, and the purpose of this training, these sessions, and it's called a digital networking session, is to just bring professionals together to help remove any type of frustration or anxiety about doing business. And for myself, my background, I used to work as a Fortune 500 company sales executive in operations and in sales. And then I left corporate America on May 17th, 1998, and started as an independent insurance agent and real estate agent. And what happened during that time for me is that I thought that I had all the information I needed to become great as an independent salesperson. And when I say independent, I'm saying independent insurance agent, an independent real estate agent, independent, this is an entrepreneur starting out, plumbers, CPAs, attorneys. These occupations, if that person does not work at a company, these people are independent. And the funny thing is that as you go up the echelon in terms of the status of a person like CPA, attorney, doctor, plastic surgeon, dentist, many of them do not believe that they are salespeople. They believe that they are doctors. But the interesting thing is, for you to move your products and services from your dental office, your medical office, your law firm, your CPA practice, your real estate brokerage, your insurance firm, you have to move that product to the customer. That is the official definition of sales. So these sessions will have more people on them next week. Some people had cold feet. Some people didn't have enough notice. I totally understand that, but I wanted to at least get this session in the books. So the first person that I would like to bring on is Roderick, and Roderick is based in the Los Angeles area. So Roderick, you have 5 minutes, up to 5 minutes, to talk about yourself, what inspires you, what do you do right now, and what is your plan for the next couple of years in terms of entrepreneurism?
Sure, thank you. My name is Roderick. I got my business degree back in 2020 in Southern California with an emphasis in technology and cybersecurity. And I have experience in data engineering and other IT-related roles. Currently, I do work in corporate America, but I do have a passion for designing and developing applications. I'm working on 2 mobile applications right now. And honestly, this year, I'm just striving to become my own boss. That is my main goal for this year, and to keep the creative juices flowing.
All right. So one of my questions for you is that as you entered corporate America, what were some of the things that you identified as like perhaps limitations in terms of your true personal goals, your professional goals?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, working under other people and other teams, that they have their own idea of how a project should be run, and how it should be completed. In corporate America, there's a lot of nuance that goes around project development and performance and all of that. And honestly, a lot of it was more so for looks. It seemed like applications just need to be pushed out as fast as possible, just so that upper management could look better. And coming to find that out after 4 years in corporate America, I realized that's not the energy that I want to go forward and move forward with in my life and my career. professionally and personally. So yeah, I want to have a more holistic approach to application development from now on.
Fantastic. So tell us about your mobile app development journey. I know you recently started it a few months ago, like maybe 6 months ago. And what do you see in the future for mobile apps?
For mobile apps, I see. Well, so one thing that we need to define in mobile apps is that there are two main platforms that people use mobile apps on. So that's iOS and Android. Um, for me, I wanted to create mobile apps that were more centralized between both platforms. So I'll be using a development language called Flutter, which actually creates and develops mobile apps between the two platforms simultaneously. So that way, uh, there's there's more centralization between the two platforms, and there's not that many differences because right now between Android and iOS, there are a lot of differences between the layout, the functionality, even the design. So that's why I want to have a more holistic approach with mobile apps, and going forward in the future, I hope that other people can appreciate that approach as well.
Excellent. Now, down in Los Angeles, what is the energy like? I think we had this conversation the other day. What is the energy like for people, and in terms of the flow, in terms of the intensity of living in Los Angeles and Southern California?
It's pretty cutthroat now in 2025. It seems like everyone is either busy trying to do something or make something out of their day. And there's a lot of stress, honestly, going around. The cost of living over here is a lot higher than other parts of the country. So it definitely comes to fruition between my relationships with other people, friendships even. It just seems like everyone's on edge and trying to do as much as they can to make ends meet.
Yes, yes, I definitely felt that myself. Now, you're the type of person that when you go out and you meet people, tell the audience, because we're going to talk about over the next couple of sessions, we're going to talk about the 5 front end sales activities, which are contacting, prospecting, appointment setting, closing, and getting zero cost referrals. What has been your experience so far as you work corporate America now, but you're also out and about developing contacts for future business opportunities? What has been the feedback, or how do you feel about this process of just meeting people off the cuff?
I feel like it's more organic that way. You really get to learn more about the person and what they do, and you get to share even what you do as well, and then find differences or similarities between the two. Versus in corporate America, it's very just cut and dry. There's not a lot of relationship building. Honestly, for me as a developer, I don't even need to prospect clients or do any of those other sales steps. I just kind of have to deliver the product that I'm asked of to develop, and then from there, there's no follow through.
Exactly. Well, thank you, Roderick. I want to thank you for your time. You're free to listen, and we got 2 more guests. The next guest, if you can go on mute, Roderick, the next guest, her name is Jeannie. She's out of Southwest Florida. So now this is very interesting. I'll let Jeannie do the talk about how we met. But here is a lady that I am just so fascinated with, because she really took.
And now we want to take it to the next level. We know that people are interested in it and they would pay money. So a lot of them were very
Excellent.
surprised that we were giving that to them for free.
Excellent, excellent. Now, what I like about the county canvas is, and that county canvas, it will merge into these 321 sales dog sessions, because here's the deal. A lot of business owners have been, I'm not going to say ripped off, but they have experienced extremely low ROI, not just on like the digital marketing part, but I'm talking about traditional marketing, where some person will say, hey, we can do this for $10,000. And like I said at the very beginning of the session, many business owners have never even had one class in business development. I spoke with the St. Augustine, Florida attorney about 7 years ago, and he called me back and he said, Rick, I appreciate your phone call. I want to thank you for reaching out, but I also want to tell you that you are absolutely correct. When he was finishing law school and he passed the Florida State Bar, what he told me was that he was so afraid to open his own law practice that he took a 9-to-5 job at a law firm where he became like an associate and got a paycheck. And he basically said he had zero experience in having his own business as a law firm owner. So what the county canvas does, in my opinion, I already see it. See, a lot of business owners, they want to be seen for the lowest cost possible with the highest potential ROI, return on investment. And what I also like about the County Canvas magazine, the distribution is to real people. A lot of times with magazines, you see the magazine, a customer may see a magazine on the table or something, but you don't know how it got there. But as a business owner, if you can let people know, let the person or the advertiser or the subscriber, however you want to look at it, to know that these businesses are getting your magazine, real businesses, not some fictitious number where some magazine advertisers say, we sent your magazine out to 10,000 people. And you would say, well, okay, so 10,000 people, I should get some business from that. But you don't know. And sometimes it doesn't happen. But the magazine, layout looks great, it's high end, it's polished. So we have a plan to use the County Canvas as part of a multi-pronged strategy to not only get business owners seen, but have them come on to the 321 Sales Dog show and talk about it, talk about their business, and get sales tips. So Jeannie, the last thing I just want to ask you, Jeannie, you've been an incredible person who puts people together. Without giving any names, if you want, please tell us about this latest event or this latest situation where you put a person that has a mega business with someone who was working in another company, and you can be as vague as you like. I really want the people to hear about how you put things together for people. You've done it multiple times, by the way. So the next person I want to bring on is Reginald, and Reginald's in the San Francisco Bay Area, and Reginald too works in corporate America. And so if you can, Reggie, please tell people who you are, what you've been doing, and what is your current motivation to move forward.
All right. My name is Reginald. I go by Reggie by those who know me very well. I work, I would say, corporate America adjacent. I'm very close to that turnaround. I'm in a very customer-facing role at the moment. I work for a large tech company doing a lot of face-to-face merchandising, some technology. I've been there for almost about 9 years. Currently, what I'm working on and what I would like to do as a more permanent role in my career is get into project management. So I want to go a little bit deeper into corporate America, possibly. I'm still deciding on my exact trajectory. But what inspires me, what I would like to do is something very similar to what Jeannie was saying. I want to be able to have a role that is not so draining and have something that's more beneficial for my livelihood, for my personal goals and my financial goals. And as of lately, I have throughout my journey as in my current role, I've done multiple internships with hire corporate America teams involving worldwide merchandising, involving marketing communications. And I discovered that there are things about that I do really well, but similar to Roderick, not everybody you work with has the same level of understanding or level of communication that, at least personally, I think, and from what I've been in this industry for about 9 years, what I know works very well. So I'm currently looking for a role or looking for an opportunity that will give me more of the life that Jeannie's living right now at the moment. As of lately, I finished my project management certification, so I'm ready to get into more work revolving around that. And yeah, my next steps at the moment are looking for ways to be my own boss and sort of leave the corporate America adjacent world.
All right, I have a question coming up for you, Reggie, but I want to also add that Reggie has probably made more customer interactions than all of us on the phone right now, all of us on this session combined. You know, based in the industry and the company that he works for, he has had more interactions with people. Now, the reason why that's important is because, you know, as a business development person, so let me explain real quickly what business development is. Business development is putting all the pieces of the puzzle together to give that business owner the highest probability that they will succeed. So business development is not sales. Business development is putting all the pieces together, putting the right, you know, maybe designs together, putting the right type of maybe some programming together, putting together scripts, putting together, you know, scenarios that may come up, contingencies that may come up. So when you put that all together, then that's business development. And then sales is taking it, you know, hitting the home run and closing the deal. But what what I find interesting about Reggie's work is that in sales there are like there's this thing called closing. And with closing, if you, let's say for instance, you're the worst salesperson on the planet, you will still close 7% of all transactions. See, without any type of sales training, any type of sales system training, you will close 7% of your transactions. So what that means is if 100 people show up, just random people in some industry, you know, and there was no type of you had no influence over them. You didn't say hello, you didn't introduce yourself, there was no presentation in this very sort of like wide range industry. Only 7 people will buy. So again, so what's interesting about what Reggie does is the people that he interacts with, all of them buy pretty much. I mean, he's in this industry where, you know, when people engage, it's like a high probability that they will buy. Now that's very, very interesting because people may come in, people may begin the engagement process, and they may not be the nicest people, but they end up buying. And that is very, very interesting. Not many people can have that experience. Most people, you know, if they sell a big ticket product, they have to go through this training to figure out, okay, so this person might buy, this person won't, this person may buy today, this person may buy later. But the majority of people that Reggie engages with, they end up buying. So there's a lot that we can learn from that, and we will have discussions on why that exists. So the next question and last question that I want to ask you, Reggie, is what is it like living in the San Francisco Silicon Valley area in terms of the need to always kind of stay on top financially, to always be on the cutting edge of whatever that's happening down there on the peninsula, Silicon Valley?
Yeah, it's very similar to Southern California, where the pricing for anywhere like where to live, pricing for everyday needs like food and gas, like those are all very, very high. Um, so it is pretty, cutthroat. It's a very you need to have like a strong network of people who are the tech people that are in the industry. It's good to know where the next trends are, who's on the up and coming, what company is innovating next. It's important to know those things, especially when you're within sales for tech companies. It's great to know what's trending so that you can compare your product to what might be coming out soon, or you can compare how your product differs and where the customer would benefit from not just that innovation, but how yours might get there in a few months, weeks, years, whatever it may be. But it's very challenging um, to do the things that you want to do with such a high level of cost everywhere around you. So it's very important to have a hustle. Everyone I think I know has one or two side hustles where they are either working for themselves or they have multiple jobs. And yeah, it's a cutthroat environment.
Yep, and just to close, for Reggie, he works and lives in an area near the city called Atherton, California. And
Yeah,
Atherton, California is the wealthiest zip code in America. Atherton. That's where a lot of the richest people between Atherton, Hillsborough, and Woodside. And I've been in those areas quite a bit, and so that's what's going on. So thank you, Reggie. I want to thank you for sharing, and I'll close out because I know some people have um, other appointments coming up. But I just want to say that moving forward, what we'll do is we'll go through sales tips, and for people listening to this recorded version, 321 BizDev has a 6 to 9 hour sales system training class. There's no way that I could give all that information out on these sessions, but I can provide the sales tips. So each time that we have these sessions, we will talk about sales tips, and via email before the next session, if you want me to cover a certain topic in terms of giving that sales tip, we will do that. And we'll also, take questions from people about, well, how do you overcome this? And I'll tell you this, if you ever want to listen to some podcast episodes, 321 Biz Development, there are over 900 episodes there that I've assembled, produced over the last probably, I want to say like 7 years. And I can say with a high probability that there is not a topic that I didn't cover when it comes to sales. I don't care how, you know, way out on the spectrum you might think he didn't cover that. Yes, I did. So anyway, I want to thank everyone for being on the 321 Biz Development 321 Sales Dogs first session. And if does anyone have anything they want to close with? Reggie, any closing comments?
Um, I guess I just want to say that yeah, I think knowing people and having interpersonal savvy is best for sales. It's best to I think you told me this once too, and I totally agree. If you're making these cold calls, you're doing interactions, it's important to know that if it doesn't go well, it's not the end of the world. And as long as you're able to separate yourself from, putting your personal feelings and emotions into these interactions, then you'll succeed because, everyone's different. Everyone's not going to, react the same way to a pitch you have or a sale you want to make. And you learn from those interactions. You learn from those like negative ones and the positive ones, and that's how you really hone your skills as a salesperson or as a person who wants to reach out to people to then get more reach for your business.
All righty. Well, everybody, thank you very much for attending this session. I will send a clip of audio clip of what this is like, and so everyone have a great day. Take care.